Welcome to Fix It Home Improvement, covering projects that every homeowner should know and great products for home and garden.
Hi, I'm JC, and this is where we share weekly home improvement tips. I'm here with my co-host, Cindy.
Hello, JC.
Hi, Cindy. This week we're going to be talking about direct-to-stud shower surrounds, and we'd like to thank Regina Way for liking and sharing the podcast. One of the first patents I could find for a tub surround kit with multiple panels was in 1928. And it wasn't until the 1960s and 1970s that a lot of companies started producing tub and shower kits for homeowners and contractors. The United States Census Bureau says in 1940, about 50% of homes in the U.S. didn't have complete indoor plumbing, which they define as hot and cold running water, a bathtub or shower, and a flushing toilet. And I've probably said this before, but it fascinates me that just 80 years ago, only half of the homes in the U.S. had complete bathrooms.
That's crazy.
Yeah, amazing.
What is a direct-to-stud shower surround?
It's a panel system that's installed directly to the wall studs. You don't need to put up cement board or moisture-resistant material first. The most common kits have 3 panels that will cover the studs and create your shower walls. If you're remodeling a bathroom and plan on tearing out the walls in the shower, it's easier to install a direct-to-stud surround rather than tiling. They're easy to maintain and usually less expensive than retiling. And I put 2 of these in the house I'm in now. One is a 3-panel with a molded seat, and it has small shelves. The other one that I just put in is 3 panels, no seats, and it has multiple molded shelves. And both of these have interlocking panels with no exposed caulk.
How is a shower surround different than a tub surround?
They're very similar, but a tub surround is generally made to fit over certain types of tubs. So you'll need to match your tub style to the surround, and they aren't as tall as a shower surround. Many shower surrounds are designed to fit over a specific shower base or a style, and if you're replacing old tile walls or an old surround, it's a good time to replace the shower base if it doesn't look great.
Okay. What other type of shower surrounds are there?
Glue-up shower kits go over your existing wall material, but the old surface needs to be prepped and in good condition for a solid bond with the new shower kit.
Okay. What type of materials are shower surrounds made from?
The most common types are fiberglass, acrylic, and composite. Fiberglass is non-porous, easy to clean, and less expensive than acrylic.
Mm-hmm.
Acrylic is going to be more durable than fiberglass, but generally more expensive. Most composite surrounds are very strong and scratch-resistant. They have a long life and come in a lot of patterns and colors, and they're going to vary in cost depending on the material.
How can you tell if the shower surround is direct-to-stud?
For an existing shower surround, if you knock or tap on the wall panels in a few places...
And something knocks back, you have bigger problems.
Exorcist. Okay. If it sounds hollow when you knock on it or it flexes, it's probably direct-to-stud. If it doesn't sound hollow and it feels very solid when you knock on it, it's probably shower panels that have been glued to cement board or tile.
Okay. What are some tips for removing old wall tile or a shower surround?
First, you want to remove the shower handle, the escutcheon, the shower head, grab bars if they're there, shower door or curtain rod. For removing a tiled wall, if you can't start prying the tile off from the edge, I usually take a hammer and break 1 or 2 tiles, then use a pull and pry bar to get under the remaining tiles to remove them. I'd tap the pry bar with a hammer to pry off the tiles.
Mm-hmm.
Then I would break out a section of the cement board or green board in older homes and tear out a small section at a time, or you can use a Sawzall to cut out sections.
Okay.
And for a project like this, you'd want to wear goggles, an N95 dust mask, and gloves. And protect the base with a drop cloth if you plan on reusing it.
All right.
For a glued-up shower surround...
Is that the technical name for it?
Yes, of course. You would cut through the caulk on the side of the panels in the corners, use a pry bar or putty knife and pry up the edge along one of the side panels, and then pull the panel up. It may break and crack from the adhesive, and then you're going to remove the material under it. To remove a direct-to-stud shower surround, the most common style has a flange all around the top and side panels that are screwed into the studs, and then they're covered generally with water-resistant drywall. Use a utility knife and score all along the edges of the panels about 1.5 inches back into the drywall that's covering the flange. At the top, remove the drywall or cement board up to the ceiling. It's going to be easier to replace large pieces around the top. Remove the drywall and remove the screws on the panels. Start with the side panels first and remove them, which is usually easier for most shower surrounds. Then unscrew and remove the back panel. Most panels are going to be glued to the studs, so it might take some effort, so you're going to break them apart, or you can use a Sawzall if needed. Or if it's a one-piece unit, a Sawzall is handy. Many builders like to put a one-piece unit in during new construction.
Okay. What are some tools you will need to install a direct-to-stud shower surround?
A cordless drill with a clutch is a good tool. The clutch will help prevent over-tightening the screws, which could crack the material. Screw-driving bits for the screws. A drill bit to pre-drill holes in the mounting flanges to prevent cracking. And check the instructions for the size. For the project I just did, I used a 5/32 drill bit and deck screws. You're going to need a caulk gun, caulk, silicone, and construction adhesive formulated for shower surrounds. You'll need a tape measure, a level. You may need a square and shims. A hole saw for the faucet. Check the recommended hole size for the shower valve if you're replacing it. The shower faucet I just put in recommended a hole 2¼ to 3½ inches in diameter. The standard hole saw for a doorknob is 2 1/8, which many homeowners will have.
Yeah, so close.
Really. So you might want to check the recommended hole size for the shower valve, but 2 1/8, if you have that, will fit many shower valves.
Okay.
A drop cloth is handy to put over the shower base while you're working, or cut out the cardboard from the packing from the shower surround. For some projects, you're going to need a jigsaw to trim down the panels. A circular saw if you're adding wood like 2x4s or 1x3 boards, or a handsaw.
Okay.
You should also have a dust mask, a marking pencil, and safety glasses.
Cool. Do you use caulk, silicone, or construction adhesive?
Read the instructions for your kit. I read instructions from American Standard, Delta, and Musty. Most recommended a tub and shower adhesive or a clear silicone sealant. And you can check the instructions online when you're shopping. I prefer surrounds that don't require an exposed bead of silicone or a bead of sealant. A few instructions want a bead of silicone between the panels, so you won't have a visible bead of caulk, which can get moldy over time.
Right.
But the bead of silicone between the panels will help keep water from getting behind and growing mold.
Okay.
If you're using a construction adhesive, it's important to get a product that's made for the material you're using. Solvents in some construction adhesives can melt or soften some shower surrounds.
That's bad.
So get the product recommended in the instructions, or get an adhesive that's labeled as a shower or tub surround adhesive.
All right. What are some top-rated tub surround adhesive companies?
Loctite, that's Loctite, DAP, it's DAP, and Liquid Nails.
What are some top-rated caulk or silicone companies?
GE, DAP, Gorilla, and Loctite.
How do you install a direct-to-stud shower surround?
You're going to install the shower base first if you're replacing it. Most shower surrounds will set over a base, but some shower surrounds will have the base as part of the whole system, especially shower surrounds with built-in seats.
Okay.
If you're purchasing a base, make sure it will work with your surround, or find the recommended base for your shower surround. When you order it, make sure you measure it, and then it's either going to be a center, left, or right drain.
What size is the drain pipe?
Most common is going to be 2-inch PVC or 2-inch copper. If you have PVC, there's a variety of shower drains that will fit a standard base. Many shower drains install like a kitchen sink drain with plumber's putty and a nut underneath, and it'll have a rubber gasket to go around the drain pipe. The outside diameter of PVC is larger than the outside diameter of copper pipe, so you need to match the base and the shower drain to the pipe. Some shower bases have an integrated molded drain that holds a rubber gasket in place rather than using a shower drain. And this is the type of base I used in the project I did because I have 2-inch copper drain pipe. And I had to purchase a gasket that fits copper for the base. So my base came with a gasket for PVC, and then I had to order a special gasket for the 2-inch copper. Read the instructions for the shower base. Some want you to level the subfloor or slab with a mortar mix. Some recommend construction adhesive on the ribs under the base, and then allow it to harden after you level it and before you install the shower surround.
Right.
If your floor is level, you can put roofing paper or house wrap under the base, and that's going to help prevent noise from the base flexing. Some bases will have a flange that you can pre-drill and then screw it to the studs, or the base might come with brackets to hold the base in place on the studs. Before you put in the new base, read the instructions for your shower surround and figure out if you're going to need to add additional studs or blocking. It's also a good time to replace or upgrade the shower valve if yours is old, or you want a safer valve to prevent scalding for kids or older adults.
What's considered old?
If the existing valve is 15 to 20 years old, it might be a good time to upgrade, but many valves can be upgraded with a new cartridge and a trim kit that comes with a new handle and a scutcheon, because the valve body itself can actually last a very long time. In the condo my son and I just remodeled, we refinished the shower, replaced the cartridge, and put on a new trim kit so it looked brand new, and we didn't have to cut out the old valve and solder in a new one. You're going to have to drill a hole in the side panel for the shower valve. For most shower surrounds, the panels don't go all the way up to the ceiling. So you can have the shower arm for the shower head go through the cement board or water-resistant drywall above the wall panel, or you can drill another hole through the panel. When you drill through the panel with a hole saw, drill from the finished side to the back, and that's going to help prevent the panel from splintering or cracking wider than the escutcheon for the shower handle. Wear eye protection when you're drilling a hole.
Right.
Take measurements a couple of times to be sure the hole is where it should be. I used a 2.5-inch bimetal hole saw for my shower valve, and it did a great job of cutting a clean hole through the fiberglass panel.
Cool.
Figure out where you're going to need extra 2x4 studs, blocking, or OSB boards if that's required.
What's OSB?
OSB is oriented strand board. It's a type of engineered wood. It helps prevent warping compared to like a standard plywood.
Okay.
Some panels will need a furring strip behind the sides to support a shower door or shower rod. If you're gluing wood to the panel for extra support, use a construction adhesive that's formulated for shower surrounds. The mounting flanges along the edges and the top will usually need pilot holes drilled to help prevent cracking. Use the recommended drill bit size and screws. Some instructions recommend a countersink bit to give a flush fit with flathead screws.
Okay.
Dry fit the panels to see how they're going to line up with the studs. Use shims if needed to adjust the panels so they fit tightly, they're plumb, and the top is level. Most companies recommend a sealant or construction adhesive on the studs to secure the panels. Depending on how the panels connect, some require a bead of clear silicone between the panels. Some want a bead of silicone under each panel or on the back side of the inside bottom edge, so follow the recommended instructions. If the instructions require exposed caulk or silicone, siliconized tub and tile caulk is going to smooth easier than 100% silicone.
Right.
With 100% silicone, you need to smooth it quickly with a finger dipped in soapy water or rubbing alcohol. And you can use painter's tape on each side of the joint for a professional finish. You can also use a rounded popsicle stick, a plastic spoon, or a smoothing tool like the Kramer silicone profiling tool. And DAP also has a caulk finishing toolkit. Kramer is Cramer.
You should remove the painter's tape right away, right?
Yeah, as soon as you smooth it, remove the tape, and you're going to get a much cleaner finish.
Right.
Depending on the style, you may need to add additional studs or horizontal braces for a shower door Some want you to double the 2x4s on the edges. If you plan on putting up grab bars, you're going to need to add blocking for additional support behind the panels before you put them up.
What is blocking?
These are horizontal pieces of wood between the studs. Some carpenters recommend using 1/2-inch OSB for blocking for the faucet valve or the pipe to the shower head. For the shower I just did, I put in 1x3s as my blocking.
Okay. How do you add additional 2x4s?
If you're putting 2x4s together, like where a shower door would be,
So sistering?
You would use 2.5-inch screws to hold the 2x4s together. If you're adding additional 2x4s in between the existing studs, you can use 2.5 or 3-inch screws on the top and the bottom, putting them in at a 45-degree angle up into the top and the bottom plate.
The screws.
The screws, right.
Okay.
And I would start about 1 inch from the end, and you're going to put these in through the side of the wood.
Okay.
If you're having a hard time holding the 2x4 in place, you can cut a small piece of 2x4, and I would make a mark where you want the 2x4 to sit with a combination square, and then put a little block of wood, screw it into the top plate and the bottom plate, and then push your 2x4 against that. And now you can screw up at a 45-degree angle, and it'll stay right where you want it.
Right. And then do you remove that block?
No, I would just leave that there for additional support.
All right. What is a combination square?
So this is a small square with an adjustable ruler for small areas, and it's very handy for projects like this.
Exciting. And
some top-rated combination squares come from Irwin, IRWIN, Empire, EMPIRE, Johnson Level, JOHNSON, and Klein Tools, KLEIN.
Cool. That's a good overview for the steps, but they should read their instructions for their model.
Yeah, it varies quite a bit.
How do you clean a shower surround?
For an acrylic surround, you would use mild detergent with a soft cloth or sponge. You don't want to use scrubbing pads, steel wool, abrasive sponges, or solvents. For fiberglass surrounds, use a soft cloth with a mild soap solution and warm water. For stubborn stains, you can use Clorox Soft Scrub or Lysol Tub and Tile Cleaner.
Okay.
And you don't want to allow cleaners to sit or soak on the surface.
Right.
Never use abrasive cleaners, scrubbing pads, or steel wool. One manual I read says use a periodic coating of high-quality marine or automotive polish to help retain the finish.
Wow.
But check your manual for the company's recommendations. For composite surrounds, clean it regularly with a non-abrasive spray or cream cleaner. Don't use tile or grout cleaners. Don't use abrasive cleaners, pads, scrapers, or anything that could scratch the surface.
Interesting.
Wet and Forget recommends cleaning shower surrounds once a week to prevent a buildup of soap, grime, and water deposits. Merry Maids recommends cleaning your shower once a week and more often if you have water with a high mineral content. And they say don't use bleach or ammonia-based cleaners on fiberglass or acrylic surrounds. It can damage the finish.
What type of warranties do they have?
I saw 1-year, 10-year, 15-year, and limited lifetime warranties. But limited means something different for every company. It may not include labor, so read the details of the warranty.
Okay. What are some top-rated shower surround companies?
Kohler, Kohler, Delta, Delta, Sterling, Sterling, Max, Maax, American Standard, Aquatic, Aquatic, and Musty, Mustee.
Cool. Do you have anything else to add?
If you're tearing out the walls of an existing shower, a direct-to-stud shower surround is a pretty easy project compared to tiling. And I would review the instruction manuals online with the styles you like. Some installation requires more work and more material than others.
Right.
And I prefer a surround that doesn't need exposed caulk or silicone or require sheets of wood for support.
Okay. Let's wrap this up.
You can subscribe to the podcast on your favorite podcast app.
If you enjoyed it, please leave us a review.
You can check out our home improvement videos on our YouTube channel, Fix It Home Improvement.
And you can subscribe to that as well.
You can download our ebooks, Home Improvement Solutions, What Every Homeowner Should Know, books 1 through 16 on Amazon.
If you enjoyed it, please leave us a 5-star rating and review.
You can email us at fixitpodcast@gmail.com. You can follow Cindy on Twitter @FixitCohost, and you can follow us on Instagram, Fixit Home Improvement.
Thank you for listening.
Talk to you next week.